Hi, my name is Dominic Lewington, Director of Solution Consultancy at Highmetric, a global elite ServiceNow partner. Welcome to another edition of Highmetric's Tech Byte series, where we spend 8 or so minutes discussing an easily digestible value-add use case facilitated by the brand new ServiceNow Orlando release. Today we're going to have a look at Automate Smart, now intelligence in Orlando. As ever, let's start with a summary of the subject matter, then move on to a demonstration. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing and understanding are very broad catch-all subjects. So we're going to try and be quite specific today and concentrate on 6 core use cases facilitated by machine learning and artificial intelligence. We're going to look at delivering better self-service, 24/7, virtual chatbots for ticket updates, for submitting tickets, for consuming knowledge, in effect acting as a tier 0 type approach. We're going to look at route and prioritizing work with artificial intelligence so that the tickets that come into our system are prioritized correctly and are routed to the right resolver group. We're going to look at optimizing our knowledge bases for ticket deflection and define gaps in those knowledge base articles. From a fulfiller perspective, we're going to look at recommending actions and delivering answers, again knowledge, to help reduce mean time to repair and to resolve our incident ticket types quicker. We're going to look at holistically and automatically detecting major incidents based on similarities, based on number of tickets over a particular period of time, all that sort of good stuff. And we're going to also look at discovering hidden patterns by using natural language processing to articulate a particular query, show me all open incidents, show me major incidents, whatever it might be, that actually bring back visualizations, tabular, graphical, to actually help us make better business decisions. So what makes up machine learning and artificial intelligence on the ServiceNow platform? 2 major parts, machine learning frameworks and natural language processing, and we'll look at both today. We'll look at classification using historical data to automatically apply the correct labels, category assignment groups, and so forth. We'll look at similarities, so ServiceNow can detect similarity and patterns between different ticket types, incident problems, changes, service level breaches, and so forth. We'll also look at clustering. So natural language processing, we'll look at the foundational natural language processing, a base level analyzing language, extracting important bits of information from blocks of information. Natural language understanding enables us obviously to make requests as human beings, the same way we would use a keyboard or a mouse. It can see our sentiment. Are we angry? Do we need information? Are we making a request? And so forth. We'll also look at natural language querying so that we can write almost like database queries, show me all P1 tickets, show me all change tickets with child incidents, in the same way you might run a macro or a SQL statement to actually generate a report, but using human language. Okay, with that in mind, let's jump into a quick demonstration. Okay, so let's take a more detailed look at Now Intelligence. Artificial intelligence on the Now platform is comprised of 2 major tenets. The first being machine learning and the second being natural language understanding. They drive the majority of automation around digital workflows. So let's look at natural language understanding. I've logged into the service portal. I've opened up the virtual agent, and we're going to have a conversation with the virtual agent to act as a tier 0 type first time fix approach, where we'll look at ticket deflection, ticket ingestion, and a move towards knowledge management and the bubbling up of knowledge base articles are related to the intent of the conversation I'm having with the virtual agent. So let's type in a human type sentence. My printer's broken, something I'm sure we can all relate to. So the virtual agent brought back a few options based on my sentence. Can't find a printer on my machine, printed out of paper, printed out of ink, etc. These will link to knowledge base articles and fill in the gaps as required. For this particular instance, I have a different issue. Printer appears damp. And again, the virtual agent, based on my intent here, it's not seeing it automatically as something that is broken, but an opportunity for me to self-serve or fulfill this on my own. Fortunately, not today. And I'm directed again through the virtual agent based on the knowledge deflection. I am now directed to the ability to automatically, based on the conversation I've had with the virtual agent, create an IT incident ticket to be resolved by a human being. So there we see a tier 0 conversation with a virtual agent using natural language understanding and natural language processing to try and deflect the ticket. If we can't, then we can create the ticket and move on from there. One of the big pieces in Orlando is the increase in the number of out-of-the-box conversations that are available for the virtual agent. So we can open up a whole list and see that we have grown exponentially over the last few versions, the amount of conversations that are canned out of the box for the virtual agent across CSM, ITSM, and lots of the process-driven ServiceNow applications. Okay, so that's a brief foray into ticket deflection using natural language understanding and processing. Let's have a look at the other tenant, which is machine learning. So in effect, and again, it's a very broad subject, and this is the tech bite, there are 3 types of machine learning that are in scope for ServiceNow: supervised, unsupervised, and trained machine learning. So we're looking here at the predictive intelligence part and the similarity analyzer that make up 2 of the core pieces of the machine learning, especially when it comes to helping out resolvers, suggesting actions, suggesting different ticket types. So let's have a look here. I've opened up some of the solution definitions that you get out of the box, and you can see we have things like all similar cases, pieces like major issue detector that might promote a new major issue. So let's open one of those guys up. And you can see that based on a schedule or ad hoc, what's happening here is this is actually being trained, and we can see the last 4 training runs as we've gone through n amount of tickets there. You can see the row count on the right hand side. It is improving. It is becoming more accurate in the way it might predict this particular circumstance and predict or recommend the approach we take to resolve it. So the majority of the machine learning within ServiceNow is supervised and trained, and here's the opportunity to set up schedules and solution definitions. Let's have a look at some of the trend definitions available. So again, out of the box, things like similar major incidents, similar major cases, related knowledge base articles. These are all functions and pieces of functionality that really aid me as a customer to deflect the ticket and as a fulfiller or agent to actually resolve a ticket, to execute a change, to investigate a problem, whatever the use case might be. So let's have a look at a similar major incident. So this is obviously very important. If an incident like email comes in and we've got another 10 email is down type incidents, that's a very good candidate because it's a critical business service and because it's widespread to be a major incident. And we can see here the condition that we can edit. So this is more, again, supervised machine learning to actually edit that condition. So when it matches and based on the threshold, then a major incident is suggested or created automatically. So machine learning, a complex subject, but relatively simple on the Now platform. We have mainly supervised with training runs or static rules like this to actually point the machine, as it were, to do our bidding as we see fit in terms of our service or support model. So what does that mean in real time? So if I move across the agent workspace here, which is obviously the agent or fulfiller view of an incident in this particular case, you can see the agent assist frame here on the right hand side. So basically all those runs that happen with the machine learning, all those rules are in place, basically means based on the content of this particular incident, the similarity engine will aid agent assist to actually bring back related ticket types, related knowledge base articles, related items that will help me to resolve or to fix this problem. So I can see all related open incidents. I can see related knowledge base articles. Depending on the number of rules I have set up, or depending on the number of solution definitions I have set up, I can really help an agent accessing all the different pieces that in traditional ServiceNow views would actually mean I need to move screen to screen, and it would become very confusing and very diffuse. So everything in the same place, based on those rules, assisting the agent using a similarity engine to reduce that mean time to repair and to really, really help in terms of the resolution process, and also hit SLAs and provide a better end user experience. Right, last but not least, in terms of Now Intelligence, is some of the reporting pieces. Obviously, we talked about natural language querying and so forth. There is a new piece, Analytics Hub within Orlando, that allows me to drill down into the data I have, structured or unstructured, and actually use it to drive informed business decisions. So let's look at one of the indicators I have here. Percent of open instance not updated in the last 30 days. A useful indicator to look how stale some of the tickets might be within my service desk. So we can see now quite a traditional performance analytics view, but we do have the ability with the Analytics Hub to actually drill down, manipulate, slice and dice the data more granularly to actually drive more informed decisions. So I could see in terms of breakdowns, I could break this down by the priority of the incident. I can break it down by assignment group to see if I have a particular bottleneck based on assignment group, and in effect really actually make this data actionable. We've always had the data in service now, but we're really now driving to make it as actionable as possible. So let me just remove those pieces and see what else we can do with Analytics Hub. You can see we can now do things like trending. To the human eye, this seems quite up and down. It seems like maybe we've got quite a steady state. The number of aged or older than 30-day incidences is not decreasing or increasing. But with ServiceNow, we can actually plot the trend and see that actually it is increasing, slowly, but it is increasing. And what that means in terms of the confidence, because obviously this is some of it is machine interpreted data. We can see our confidence banding there, but everything points to the fact that there is actually a gradual increase or gradual creep in the number of aged incident tickets. The last piece here is then to obviously see the forecast. And this is quite a small window for my demo data, but we can forecast based on the trending, based on the confidence that this increase, if it happens over 6 months to a year, what's the actual impact on the business? Do we need to increase headcount? What do we need to do to bring that trend and therefore that forecast flatter or actually decrease it based on the sort of metric I'm dealing with? So Now Intelligence, natural language processing, unstructured and structured data, with the Analytics Hub to actually make informed actionable decisions based on forecasting, trending, and confidence. Okay, so let's wrap stuff up. For your time and your attention today as we discussed Automate Smart on the brand new ServiceNow Orlando platform. Please do reach out to us through our social channels, directly to myself, or through your account manager. Whether you have any questions related to what we discussed today, the ServiceNow platform, or ServiceNow applications within the ecosystem. So on that note, it's time to say goodbye, but I will see you on the next episode of Highmetric's Tech Bytes.